Hello everyone, welcome to the first video of many on this channel. Today we'll be taking a look at my new TCG, Warfront 1939. There's four main parts to this game. There's going to be your resource tokens, your action cards, your unit troop cards, and your unit armor cards up here. First, let's take a look at unit troop cards. Let's get a closer look here. Now that we have a closer look, let's take a look at the sniper card. Up at the top, we see a description or name of what the thing is. Just to the right of that, you're going to see a little number. In this case, it's 4. This means that the sniper costs 4 resources to put onto the battlefield. Now let's move down to these 4 numbers. The first of which is going to be the unit's health. One to the right will be its damage to troop units. Another one to the right from that will be anti-tank damage. And finally will be defense. Defense is very rare, and right now there's only one card in the game with defense, being the commander. Below that, we'll see a text box with some information. On the sniper, it says roll a die. On a 4 or 5, deal 20 damage to a troop unit. On a 6, the troop unit is destroyed. In this case, this means that you could roll a die whenever you attack a troop unit, and if it's a 4 or 5, you'll deal 20, and on a 6, the unit is killed. Now this can be a lot of information to take in all at once. So I'll be posting a full video on how to play the game and a full gameplay video for you to understand better. To better understand this, let's take a look at a quick game scenario. To start the game, you must first decide who goes first. In this case, because I am going first, I get 4 resources and 5 cards. If you choose to go second, you get 3 resources and 6 cards. Let's just keep it simple for now though, and say that I am starting first. I will gain 4 cards, and I will get to draw 5 cards. In this game, you do not want to show your opponent your hand, as it could give them helpful insight. Here are our 5 cards. We have the Rifleman, the Fallschirmjäger, the Panther, the Half-Track, and the Sniper. Let's take a look. If I want to play the Sniper, I need 4 resources, but in my pile, I also have 4. This means that I can remove these and put down my sniper onto the field. Now say I want more resources, but I do not have any. I may discard my rifleman and take 1 resource. I could also do this with my Fallschirmjäger. Even though he is worth 2, you only get 1 for each card you discard. So if I want to discard him for another resource, I can. Now say I want to play my half-track. This is an action card. This card allows me on my turn to draw 2 extra cards. I must then discard it after use. So I'll play my action card in front of my sniper, draw 2 cards, pay the action cost of 1, and then discard this card. Because it is my first turn, I cannot attack. On my opponent's next turn, he cannot attack either. Therefore, I will have the first attack on the 3rd turn. For the first 2 turns of the game, there are no attacking. Now you see that I have drawn a powerful unit, the Panther. This has an action cost of 7, but I only have 1 resource and 2 cards to spare, so I could only have a maximum of 3 resources if I carded them in. This means that there is nothing left I can do. If I wanted to, I could play Flak. But at this point in the game, my opponent has no action cards, so there's not a big reason for me to do so. Now let's say I want to defend my sniper. This pillbox card allows me to put it down, and when my enemy attacks, I may flip it over. So you place the card face down, and when an enemy would attack, I would flip it over, pay the cost of 1. If it is a 1 through 3, I would take 10 damage to my sniper, but if it is a 4 through 6, the attack would be negated. Either way, 10 damage is likely better than what they were going to attack me with in the first place. So I will play this card face down and pay my 1 resource. At this point, I have 2 cards in my hand, and there is nothing left I want to do. So I will pass the dice and coin to my opponent, and my opponents will begin their turn. In this game, I will be playing both players, so this may be a little bit difficult for me to make the point across. Let's take a look at what the player number 2 would be doing for their first turn. Player number 2's turn is going to be very similar to player number 1's, except for the fact that they only gain 3 resources instead of Germany's 4 because Germany decided to go first. Because they gain 3 resources, they will get 6 cards though, compared to Germany's only got 5 to start the game. So the United States will take 6 cards. Here we have the officer, the Browning unit, counterattack, naval mechanics, radio support, and the US paratroopers. Let's say I want to put down the US paratroopers, and I am USA. I will put down the card in front of my opponent's action card, in front of their unit. Place it like this. I'll then pay the cost of 2 resources and keep the one in my hand. I still have these cards that if I want to play. Right now, I do not wish to play any of these. So I'm going to turn over my hand, and I'm going to pass the turn to my opponent because I cannot attack since it is my first turn. Now, it is my next turn. I'm going to draw a card and take 1 resource token from the bank. Every turn, this is what you will do. You will draw 1 card and take 1 resource. In this case, I have drawn hand-to-hand combat. The basics of this card is that if I want to play it, I will play it and I will flip a coin. And if I flip heads, my enemy will be destroyed, but if I flip tails, I will be destroyed. In this scenario, I do not want to use this card right now, so I'm going to turn it in for a resource token. This might help me in the future. Right now, we're going to move to the attack phase. My sniper does 5 damage to enemy troop units, but if we take a look at his ability, if I roll a 4 or 5, he will deal 20 damage, and if I roll a 6, my enemy will be destroyed. This unit is pretty much entirely based on a dice roll, so let's see what we can do. I roll a 5. This is fairly good. This means I will deal 20 damage to my opponent. However, my opponent has an ability that if he rolls a 5 or 6, then attack does not count towards any troop units, and since this is a troop unit, it qualifies. So I need to roll a 1 through 4 to hit on this. So I'm hoping to get a 1 through 4. In this case, we do, so the attack will go through. This means that I will deal 20 damage to his 40 health. This will knock him down to only 20 health now. After this, I have no more units left to attack with, so I'm going to pass my turn to the Americans. Okay, quick lighting change and we are back. Now it is going to be the Americans' turn. They're going to take 1 resource and draw 1 card to add to their hand. Right now, this is what the American hand looks like. We pulled the Grenadiers, which are an okay unit. Their special ability allows them to flip a coin. If heads, deal your base attack to all troop units. Right now, our opponent only has 1 troop unit, so this card basically does nothing. However, it is nice to have 2 cards on the field, so I'm going to play it. I'm going to put it in my attack zone. There are 4 zones in this game. The German troop unit and armor unit zone, the action card zone for Germany, the action card zone for America, and the troop and armor unit zone for America. Since we just played this card this turn, we cannot attack with it. Anytime you lay down a new card, you may not attack with it this turn. However, its effect still applies. Right now, since we played our paratroopers earlier, I'm going to attack the Germans. Germany in this case will trigger their special card. Germany will pay 1 resource to interrupt my turn, and they'll activate their card. This card says when an enemy attacks the unit this card is above, pay 1 resource and roll a die. If 1 through 3, take 10 damage. If 4 through 6, negate the attack. So we are hoping for just a 4 through 6. And we get a 3. This means that we will still take 10 damage anyways. This card will then be discarded, and since we have nothing left to do for America, I'll put my hand down and switch my turn to the Germany. I hope that you're understanding the basics of this game. I'm going to post a full gameplay video with a side profile view of me playing both sides and explaining the game as we go to understand better. Some of the cards in Germany's deck. The most powerful card in Germany's deck is the King Tiger. This card will be my main objective to get on the field, since it is so powerful that it grants you the ability to almost always win the game. Some other notable cards are the SS Squadron, the Puma Tank, the Tiger, and the Officer. Similar cards are in each deck to balance things out. However, America is mainly focused on air support, with the aircraft carrier and many different types of aircraft, while Germany is focused on armor. Germany has some cards to support their armor units like Michael Whitman and a mechanic. There is the Michael Whitman card. Michael Whitman gives 10 anti-tank damage to all armor units that are on the field. In this future of this game, I want to make it possible for you to build your own deck. I'll be constantly updating cards. Right now, we are at 36 cards for the Germans and 42 for the Americans. This puts our total at 78 cards. I'm hoping to get over 150 soon. I hope that you understand this game better. Excuse me. I hope that you understand this game better, and I want to show you some things in the future. I'm also thinking about adding factions like Russia and Japan into the mix. Let me know what you think about this in the comments. I hope you have enjoyed today's video, and check out my channel for more videos. I'm going to do in-depth guides on both decks and how they work. I'll also go into the details of my future plans for this game. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.